Use Demisto Enterprise and Intezer Analyze for automated malware analysis and response. The Intezer and Demisto integration equips security teams with an efficient workflow for security orchestration, malware analysis, and incident response. Organizations are empowered to improve malware analysis accuracy with code reuse and similarity detection for every single alert. They also get relevant context into any suspicious files to help them accelerate response time. In addition, Demisto provides a unified platform to coordinate malware analysis with other security processes, giving analysts rich incident context, automated actions, and a collaborative workspace to accelerate incident response. Includes orchestrating Intezer's genetic malware analysis into an existing security pipeline through task-based playbooks, automatically analyzing any suspicious file with Intezer Analyze within Demisto to obtain a comprehensive report, including the verdict and malware family classification, triggering automated playbooks within Demisto to add accurate context to alerts, leveraging hundreds of Demisto product integrations to further enrich Intezer data and coordinate responses across security functions, as well as running thousands of commands, including for Intezer, interactively via ChatOps interface while collaborating with other analysts and Demisto's chatbot. Some of the top integration benefits includes Intezer's genetic malware analysis within Demisto in real time, accurately identifying threats, classifying them according to risk and severity, as well as providing deep insights into every single alert. Shorten analysis, decision making, and response cycles by automating key tasks with analyst review. Let's now see a quick demo of Demisto and Intezer integration as well as playbooks. You can find the Intezer integration in Demisto under the Settings, Servers and Services page. You can as well as search for the Intezer integration by typing the keyword Intezer. So let's go ahead and take a look at Intezer version 2 integration, malware detection and analysis based on code reuse. You can click on Show Commands to view all the commands that are exposed by virtue of this integration. As you can see, there are three commands exposed by virtue of this integration, namely Intezer Analyze by File that checks file reputation for uploaded file, Intezer Analyze by Hash that checks file reputation of the given hash, supports SHA-256, SHA-1 and MD5 hashes, Intezer Get Analysis Result that checks the analysis status and gets analysis result support file as well as endpoint analysis. Adding an instance of Intezer in Demisto is pretty easy and simple. All you would need is to enter and input an API key and make certain selections using the checkbox, as well as testing for success of the integration. Demisto also provides the source code of the integration readily available for view. The integration itself can be cloned and edited. Adding multiple instances of Intezer in Demisto itself is pretty easy. All you need to do is go ahead and click on Add Instance and input the API keys of different Intezer instances. Security analysts can readily use these commands exposed by Intezer integration on the built-in out-of-the-box command line interface as shown here. Typing each of these commands shows the parameters that is used by these commands to output the results. Intezer Analyze by File requires a file entry ID. Similarly, Intezer Analyze by Hash requires file hash as an input. The Intezer Get Analysis Result requires analysis ID, analysis type, and indicator name. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the built-in out-of-the-box playbooks that Demisto provides for the Intezer integration. So as you can see on the playbook page, under Systems category, if you type in the keyword Intezer, you get the list of all the built-in out-of-the-box playbooks for the Intezer integration. So here we have three out-of-the-box playbooks: Intezer Analyze by Hash, Intezer Analyze Uploaded File, as well as Intezer Scan Host. So essentially, we have out-of-the-box playbooks to analyze file hashes, malicious hosts, as well as malicious files. Let's go ahead and take a look at an example of an active investigation that runs these playbooks. So here is an example that says malicious hashes found. Let's go ahead and click on this incident that opens an active investigation in Demisto. And if the playbook is tagged to the incident type hunt, in this case, the playbook automatically runs. So if you click on the work plan section, as you see here, the integer analyze hash playbook has already run. So let's go ahead and rerun this playbook and see what the playbook shows. So as you see, the playbook ran and it has completed all the actions. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at each of these actions and see what the outputs are. So the first task here was to check whether the integer integration was enabled. The result was yes. If there was a hash to analyze, the condition results output yes. And then integer analyzed by hash command to successfully create an analysis in integer. And finally we checked whether there was results that was sent to Demisto, and finally the integer get result actually output the verdict from integer. So the verdict here is that this SHA-256 hash is malicious. It's actually a known malicious and belongs to the family gonna cry. And as you see, there's also an analysis link, hyperlink here. So let's go ahead and click on this link, which takes you directly to the integer console page, and where actually you can see a lot of more information, including the file metadata, the file size, the hashes, as well as it displays the genes. There are 873 genes for this code reuse, and the hash is indeed malicious. It also shows you that this hash belongs to the family gonna cry, which is malicious. And as well as if you scroll down, you have a section where if there are any related samples, that those are presented here as well. So as you see, the playbook is pretty intuitive. It shows you the overall workflow to analyze a hash, and also there's a cross link directly to the integer analyze page. So in a day-to-day security operations, the analysts come across several hundreds of file hashes. So the power of this playbook is that you can actually run Demisto's playbook automatically across all the hundreds of hashes and get results automatically. So that drastically brings down the MTTR. Let's now go ahead and take a look at another incident investigation. This says malicious file found. Let's go ahead and click on this incident. So this opened up this 7-section view in Demisto. If the playbook is tagged to the hunt type, it should have already run. And let's go ahead and click on the work plan section. The playbook has already run. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this playbook did and how did it use the integer integration to analyze this malicious file found investigation. So let's click on the first task here. The condition says yes. It says yes, the integer integration is enabled. If there are any file to analyze, yes, there is indeed a malicious file present. The next task actually uploads the malicious file to integer for analysis. So if you see here, there's a use of the command integer analyze by file. So the analysis got successfully created. And lastly, Demisto presented the analysis result right here. So if you see here, the verdict says it is indeed malicious. There's a link to the integer page, and there you go. So it says the file is indeed malicious. There is all the metadata of this file. There the code reuse, there are 3 genes involved, and then you have string reuse, 40 strings, and all the other information actually presented to here. So similarly, there's one more playbook that Demisto ships out of the box, which is integer scan host. Pretty powerful because this indeed actually uses Demisto's own D2 agent, digitally dissolvable agent, which is a very thin client, goes and installs itself in the remote host. It also invokes integer scanner.exe file that actually scans the a remote endpoint and gets back the result, as well as Demisto's playbook removes the D2 agent as well automatically as part of the playbook. So all these three out of the box playbooks are readily available to be used. And so in order to analyze a malicious hash, be it malicious file or just to scan a host, you can actually use Intezer's integration. Lastly, if you are interested to know more about Demisto and Intezer integrations and learn more, please feel free to log on to demisto.com. Under Demisto resources page, you will find a blog as well as a solution brief that details about this integration, as well as provides context to much more important use cases. As well as on the Demisto page, you will find Demi's book if you're interested to know about our guidance for the security orchestration. As well as if you want to get hands-on with Demisto, please feel free to go and click on the free edition, as well as join our DFIR community on Slack. Thank you.